Hello, this is the Aussie Arahant. What you are listening to is part of a series where I read from the book What the Buddha Taught by Walpola Rahula and make some personal commentaries. The Buddhist Attitude of Mind, continued. Rahula asks the question, is Buddhism a religion or a philosophy? He answers that it does not matter what we call it. Names and labels are immaterial, inessential, and of little importance. Rahula quotes a couplet from Shakespeare's Romeo and Juliet. What's in a name? That which we call a rose, by any other name, would smell as sweet. According to Rahula, truth, which he spells with a capital T, needs no label. It does not belong to any religion, and it does not belong to anybody. In fact, sectarian labels are a hindrance to understanding truth and produce harmful prejudices in our minds. Rahula talks about labels. When we meet people, we do not see them as human beings. We attach labels to them. We see them through the prejudices we associate with that label. He gives a list of ethnicities and nationalities as examples: English, French, German, American, and Jew. When our perception of people is filtered through labels such as these, we do not see them clearly. The person may be completely free of the attributes we put on him. Rahula takes issue with religions claiming human qualities and emotions. He uses the example of Buddhist charity and Christian charity. He states, quote, "The love of a mother for her child is neither Buddhist nor Christian, it is mother love. Human qualities and emotions like love, charity, compassion, tolerance, patience, friendship, desire, hatred, ill will, ignorance, conceit, etc., need no sectarian labels. They belong to no particular religions." Unquote. To Rahula, it does not matter where an idea comes from. The source of an idea is a matter for academics. What is important is to see the idea and understand it. Rahula uses a story from the Majjhima Nikaya to illustrate this. In it, a young recluse, Pukasati, meets the Buddha in a potter's shed. Pukasati is a devotee of the Buddha, but does not know the Buddha is sitting right next to him. The Buddha hides his identity and speaks. Pukasati is enraptured by the Buddha's words, and it is only at the end he realizes he is speaking to the Buddha. The part of the story illustrates Rahula's point that truth can be recognized, no matter who is speaking it. Rahula states, quote, "Pukasati saw truth. If the medicine is good, the disease will be cured. It is not necessary to know who prepared it or where it came from." Unquote. The story ends on a strange note, however. Pukasati is killed by a cow after the Buddha sends him to collect an alms bowl and robes. The Buddha declares Pukasati a wise man who has attained nirvana. This may be intended to demonstrate impermanence. We could die at any moment, and there is some urgency to not waste our time with anything other than the teachings. The Buddha felt the teaching was more important than Pukasati's veneration and demonstration of loyalty to his teacher. Rahula discusses faith. He describes how most religions are built on faith. To Rahula, Buddhism is different because the emphasis is laid on seeing, knowing, and understanding. He discusses the word saddha, which is usually translated as faith or belief. Rahula believes that the original meaning of saddha is something closer to confidence, born out of true conviction, although he states that in what he calls popular Buddhism and ordinary usage, that saddha has an element of faith in it, particularly when Buddhists devote themselves to the Triple Gem, the Buddha, the Dharma, and the Sangha. He uses a definition of saddha written by a Sangha, a Buddhist philosopher who lived in the 4th century. According to a Sangha, saddha has 3 aspects. 1. Full and firm conviction that a thing is. 2. Serene joy and good qualities. 3. Aspiration or wish to achieve an object in view. Rahula then states that, quote, however you put it, faith or belief, as understood by most religions, has little to do with Buddhism, unquote. As a Buddhist modernist writing to make Buddhism appealing to Western audiences, Rahula seems to be trying to distance Buddhism from the concept of faith. He portrays Buddhism as a science of the mind where faith is an error. I feel he is engaging in a no true Scotsman kind of reasoning, although it must be said the book is about what the Buddha taught, not what Buddhists teach. A question then for me is this. If Rahula's view on the Buddha's teachings is just one interpretation of many, should he contend with other interpretations of the scripture? He seems to pick and choose from the writings of other commentators such as the Sangha, an influential Mahayana Buddhist, when it supports him. This is significant because Rahula is a Theravada Buddhist using a Mahayana philosopher from a tradition he does not follow to make his point. Asanga was a founder of the Yogacara school, which paved the way for the highly devotional Pure Land traditions, which is arguably the most faith-based of the Buddhist schools. I would like to develop my critique of Rahula as a Buddhist modernist further, but I will end the chapter in the next video.